Hello, today we're going to talk about propagating the Tradescantia Zebrina. When I received my Tradescantia Zebrina Discolor, it was overgrown. It was in a very small pot, not quite a 4-inch pot. Multiple growth points just looming everywhere. It was too much. I couldn't sit it anywhere and it looked neat or beautiful. Like, it was just too overgrown. It just really did not look well kept. It didn't look healthy. There were so many parts that I had to snip off. So what you're looking at here are the cuttings that I took from my plant. I shared some with my niece and a friend, and I kept a few others to see if I could propagate them to give away at a later date. Let's see how I did. Okay, so welcome to our first living room floor plant project. I call them that because honestly, I sit on my living room floor a lot of times and I use my grow boxes as surfaces to work with the plants that I'm trying to propagate here. So I started these cuttings in glass vases, and you saw that in the photo. It wasn't working so well, and just by accident I had one cutting that I didn't have a vase for, and so there was a saucer with the river rocks in the water that I had holding up my alocasia pot, and so I just put one of these cuttings in the water, and I noticed that it was starting to root very quickly. And when I saw that, I decided that I was going to take them out of the glass vases and I was going to use this method with all of my cuttings because it was working so well. Not all of these cuttings went into this method at the same time, and because of that, not all of them developed quite as much roots as the one that you see me holding here. So in this video clip, you'll see me check all of the cuttings to see how much roots they've grown, and you'll notice that there are roots growing, but not as profound as that first cutting. That first cutting would be the only one that I would be able to pot at this time. You can see that this one has some root growth present there at the node, and then at the end of the stem, this one has roots forming in several different spots as well. And then the last one here also has root growth, but again, none of what you see here is that profound growth like the first cutting, so it would be the only one that I placed into soil at this time. Okay, so exactly 2 weeks have passed from the last clip, and I'm struggling a bit because I'm holding the camera in one hand and picking up plants in the other, but let's look at this root growth. 2 weeks, and look at that. That is over 2 inches of root growth from that cutting. Let's look at the second one. More of the same. Let's look at the third cutting now. Lots of root growth. That is almost like an insane amount in a 2-week period, especially since, you know, the cuttings just being in those little glass vases, it just wasn't doing it. I'm not sure what it was about this method that worked so well. I really don't know, but I do know I will be trying it with other plants in the future. Okay, so for a quick recap, you see all of my Tradescantia Zebrina plants here. The first one, of course, is the mother plant that I took all of the cuttings that you see here from, so you can just imagine how large and overgrown it was. And I've given some away as well. I do want to say, because I didn't quite state it in the video, but I kept this saucer sitting on my heat mat. I just invested in a heat mat, and I think it's been a game changer. I think a combination of that heat, the humidity, the moisture, I think that's what helped to stimulate all of the fast root growth. So I'll definitely be trying this method of propagation in the future with other plants. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel and like and follow Gardening with Purpose on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Thanks again.